Hello family, my name is Chris. I am your home gamer dad, and guess what? Only a few hours after I had finished my recording of my Inkanyaman session, you can definitely check that out on my channel right now if you haven't seen it already. I got a massive box in the mail. Something I've been anticipating, something I am very excited for, something I am glad to have actually got here before the snowstorm hit. My friends, I cannot wait in order to share this with you. I could not wait to go through all the rest of them in order to express to you my joy and love for this series and want to show it off to you. So I present to you guys an unboxing of Final Girl Series 2. All of these things in one shot. Oh, this is going to be great. Let's set this all up so we can look at it together. Seriously, look at all this stuff. Look at all of the things that came with Series 2 of Final Girl. I never did this for Series 1. This is actually my first unboxing I've done ever. And oh my God, look at all of the things. It's great. And I'm holding the lore and scenario book right here, right now. The original scenario book was so cool. It still had some really great playthrough to it, telling original stories, going through each of the different killers and the different locations. I'm very excited to read this for you guys, to do a killer lore episode. So be prepared for that to come out later this month. So that's the lore and scenario book for Season 2 right there. This is the first thing I'm showing off out of all of this. I don't even know where to begin. So let's just start from the beginning, and I do have a camera off to the side so I can do some close-ups if I need to. Let's just, this is going to be the last thing I open. Let's dive into some of these little things right here. Let's start off with finishing off Series 1 here. These did not come with the original Series 1 shipment several months ago or however long ago when I got that. This is basically the little figures for the Terror from Above vignette, and then the actual model vehicles for what you can find within the game. Let's go ahead and crack these open one by one. Every one of these has a space, I believe, that I can put them in. Maybe not the vehicles. Then again, I'd probably just put the vehicles in with the actual feature film that they belong to. But I do know that in the packaging for Series 1, there are spaces for all of these little birds. Let's actually jump over here and check this out. Check out all these little birds. They're so cool. They're all set up in a way to I haven't played the actual vignette yet to know exactly how they work. Let's shake a few of these guys out down here. So you have little individual birds right here, as there's single birds. And then I think these are flocks of birds. Here's a bird. Another little individual bird with his wings open. Come on, see if I can get a good shot. Come on, focus in on him. Focus! There we go. A little bit right there, but really cool guy with his wings spread out and everything like that. Just counts as one bird for the purpose of the actual scenario, and then 3 birds that would go together to form a little flock. Can we get this guy focused, please? Come on. Kind of there, but you can see that there's the 3 of them together. So these little guys are going to be used for the vignette in order to be able to do the Terror from Above scenario. I mean, you could do it already. It already came with little tokens and everything, but it's cool to have the 3D models to that. So when I get to that, which is going to be soon, I have one more feature film to do, and then I'm going to be able to do the Terror from Above. I'm very excited to be able to use this on the board in order to show you all of that. So that's these guys. I'll just leave them right there for right now. Let's go ahead and crack open. This is going to be so cool. I did that already. This is going to be so cool to see all of the little vehicles from the various spots. And it looks like Camp Happy Trails has 1, Maple Lane has 2, Creech Manor has 1, and Carnival of Blood has 1. Yeah, Sacred Grove did not have any because the gods don't want to see any type of vehicle on their land. All right, let's look over here. All right, so you got the motorboat from Camp Happy Trails. This is what you'd use in order to get around the lake a little easier. You have the golf cart from Carnival of Blood, which you would actually use to run over enemies and do some damage. You have the magical helicopter from Creech Manor. And I love this because this thing is what gave me the win in Creech Manor one time, being able to jump on this thing and get to the chopper and get out of there. And then I haven't really done much with Maple Lane yet, but you have a cop car right here that you can see, and then a bicycle as well, which is hysterical to see. The bicycle is bigger than the cop car. And these are small enough, like I said, to be able to fit within the feature films themselves. So that is almost a guarantee where they're going to go. So that is really cool. Love it, love it, love it. I guess if we're going to do the vignette and the vehicles, let's actually start with those in Series 2. Because these are the ones I think most people are not so much overlook, but like these vignettes I think are only available through Kickstarter or through the, what is it, the Van Ryder website. I don't think they're sold in stores. So not many people are going to know about the Terror from Above, where you go ahead and you fight off the series of birds, you know, based off of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, or this new one from Series 2, Terror from the Grave, which is zombies. And that's actually what this is right here. This little vignette is an expansion for Final Girl. It is just the villain, which happens to be the zombies. And let's see here. Yeah, so here we are. We have some punch outs for that. You got representation of various zombies, zombie hordes, which are here. And I don't really know exactly what all of that other stuff means, but I'd have to read the instructions in order to be able to see it. But that's all pretty cool, having the... It's like with the Terror from Above. Instead of birds, there's zombies here. And I'm sure they do some awful, awful things. You get the final girl, Patsy, from this particular expansion. They always have at least one of those. They have a whole bunch of... what is it? Final, what is he? These should just be Dark Power, or finales. These are all finales and Dark Powers. There you go. So, Runners, Legion, Super Horde, their numbers are endless. They've all been bitten, and I'm overwhelmed. Oh my God, these are so cool. So, so cool. Here we are. Here's like the track of sorts for, I don't even think I'll be able to get all that on there, but whatever. This is your Bloodlust track. You have a number of zombies down here. All zombies have, what is that? -1 hit, -1 move, and one attack, one move, one. All right, that's cool. And then where the Bloodlust would go. There's even events in this, which is really cool. I don't know what that is, but these type of symbols always scare me in certain situations. So, I can't wait. This is gonna be a while before I play this particular thing, but that's really cool. Oh man, that is so sad. Mom, is that you? This is like a dark power, mine a dark power for the zombies. That's such a sad way of putting it. Oh no. What's cool is there's like a whole series of action cards here based specifically for the zombies. And it uses a lot of the items that the golf cart, the police car, the super loader, ski dozer, look at all this stuff. And this is all referencing to, the Terror from the Grave, because they all mention zombies and moving stuff like this. So there's a lot of new action cards that you could possibly buy and use for your game for this. I love this already. I haven't even read the rules. So then we have the actual zombies themselves. There's 15 single zombies and 3 zombie hordes in this. I believe the purpose of this is to not get zombie hordes, because a zombie horde is unkillable because there's just tons and tons of zombies going after you and everything. So you got a lot of these guys right here. You get the 3 zombies hordes in the middle. And each one of the zombies all look pretty much the same. Here, let's go over to the camera. Yeah, all the basic zombies seem to all have the same sculpt to them, which is fine. They're zombies. I'm all right with that. If I really wanted to do something different, I would probably use something from my Resident Evil 2 or 3 game in order to be able to show these off. But then again, we also have now the 3 zombies, the actual horde here. And there was only 3 punched out for these, so that must mean that that only 3 can exist on the map at any time, which is fine. You don't really want to have too many hordes of zombies coming at you. And again, with these, I'm pretty sure that within the box set of everything, there's going to be spaces for these to go, like inside of one of the little feature film booklets, casting crew, something along that ways. I bet you these will fit in there. But now, here we go. The actual vehicles themselves for Series 2. I know a little bit about this, but oh my God, it's great. It's a little power loader, not power loader, super loader. I'm sorry. Check this out. So each one of the feature films actually has a vehicle that's tied to it. So the USS Conrad, which is the alien expired one, the Exomorph, I believe it is, has the super loader, keep that right. Station 2891, based off of the thing, has the skid dozer right here, which is like this cool like snow plow machine, giant thing. And then, of course, the helicopter, the Arctic helicopter, which I remember watching someone do a playthrough, and this is how you generally rescue people. Storybrooke Woods has a raft to get around. Wingard College has a kick scooter. Sure, why not? And then the Wolf Asylum has a gurney. Has anything on it? No, it doesn't have anybody on it. That'd been really cool if it actually had like a body on it or something like that. But this is still an awesome, awesome piece. I love these. So happy to have these and can't wait to incorporate them into my games. Look at them. They're beautiful. So nice. So well done. And I wish that I could paint, but I don't have time to. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy looking at them for what they are. So under normal circumstances, whenever you buy a feature film, it does not come with these little minis of all of the killers and the final girls that you would get throughout Series 2. And you would just have to use whatever the little red or whatever meeples that came with it. But I got these. This is great. I'm probably not going to show off each and every one of these because that would just take a long time. And I'm going to just kind of pick out probably the killers and maybe a selected 1 or 2 final girls. But let me tell you, this is just so cool. When I opened this up for Series 1, I was just so giddy with excitement just to see all the different sculpts and all the different things that looked. Oh, it's so cool. I'm just going to put the big thing under here. Check all this out. Look at all these guys. Oh, man. Sorry for this crackling sound as I move it, but that's so awesome. Maybe I'll just do this. This works out fine. Because we have the Exomorph. Whoops, get back over here. So it's the adult Exomorph. I think this is the juvenile. Then maybe that's the juvenile. That's the youngling. That's a little thing right here. Big Bad Wolf. One of the things and other things. And then the strangers of sorts, or the invaders. I forget what they're called. And then where's Nurse Ratched? Nurse Ratched, I believe, is right over here. And then all of the other final girls. You're backwards, ma'am. Let's actually take this off and flip you over and actually get like a beautiful, beautiful look at all of the characters within here. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh, I can't wait to start playing these. Just, oh, it's so cool. And just like Series 1, all of these will actually fit inside of their associated feature film boxes. And then there is the last box that will hold all of the final girls. Which, speaking of which, now that we've gone through all of this and, you know, gotten rid of boxes and checked out manuals and all kinds of other cool stuff, there's this box right here that says proceed with caution. And I think I know what this is because the first series had this, and it was something I kind of wasn't expecting, but it was very, very, very welcome. Actually, before I open this, I'm going to put down in here a timestamp to go to the end of this section. This is technically a mystery box. Not many people may know what this is, and they'd like to be surprised. It does say proceed with caution. If you've gotten Series 1 of this, then you would kind of have an idea of what possibly this could be or what the idea behind it is. So if you don't want to be spoiled on this, just bounce to the next section of here, and then you'll be able to, you know, bypass this completely, and we'll just go right on to the main series box. I want to see if it's the same thing. Oh, ooh, look at that. It's like a little mirror with Cthulhu. Oh, that's so cool. Check that out. Check that out. That mystery box. Oh, the otherworldly mirror. That is so awesome. So this was Series 2, the otherworldly mirror. Series 1 had the Necronomicon. So this is what you get from like mystery boxes from the two of them. You get, but basically what it is, it's a series of dice that enable you to get a random selection of whatever it is that you're going to play. One of the dice is the location, the other dice is the killer based off of their symbols on the cards. And it is just so cool to see these designs. Like, that is awesome. That is awesome, 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 awesome. So here you go. Here are those 2 boxes from the 2 things I just showed you. I'm just putting a little bit at the end here in case people want to just kind of bypass this section completely and they don't want to be spoiled and see something they don't want to see. Series 1, Series 2, both of these were mystery boxes. Both of these are absolutely awesome and fantastic. I was not expecting either of them. Love to see these in the game, and I will most likely be using these once I finally go through all of the feature films. Which, after all is said and done, let's go ahead and bust open this big boy. Come on. And here we are. So, Final Girl Series 2. We get to take off the how to organize your box paper, which is right here. Come on, plastic. Let's get out of here. Go down there. That's fine. So this is how you would organize your box as you go through it. But we're just going to go through it one by one. Love, love, love the cover. So awesome. Just like the first one. So cool. And then you have, I'm assuming that's red on the side from the Big Bad Wolf, because the Big Bad Wolf is over here on this side. And then the back, of course, it just talks about, you know, just shows off a bunch of different things and everything. Really cool on how the Big Bad Wolf is like center right here, front and center. Hans was this way for the first one. So fascinating how they chose that one. So let's, ooh, that was very intense. Very intense waiting. And ta-da! Oh, it's so cool. Let's see, what can we see? Yeah, okay, we can see fine. Here we go. Ah, so cool. So we have the mats in here. That's what's on top. And then going across, we have all of our different feature films. Actually, the box of props is first. Then we have the Xenomorph, Into the Void thing, the Strangers, Intruders, or whatever they were called, Big Bad Wolf, and then Ratchet Lady, Cast and Crew, which is where you would put all your Final Girls and everything, and then bonus features. So I'm just going to open these up one by one to do a quick look at them. We're not going to go too deep into them because I want to be able to show these off little by little and like give each box their own time to shine. Let's check out the 3 special boxes that are inside of Series 2 right now. These are the ones that are going to hold a lot of your figures. So we have the box of props right here, which has, let's see, box of props rule books, and this is the one with all this. This is the one with all the specialty stuff. Check this. First, some deluxe figure tokens. Your deluxe Bloodlust token, your deluxe Terror Track token. It's hard to see from there, but it's a little hockey mask with a knife coming out of it. And then, of course, your deluxe Time Tracker token, which is awesome. And then they have these deluxe health tokens as well. Really thick pieces here, which are awesome. And then some of these are blank, and then other ones, as would be, there it is, as you would guess through it, are the ones that'll keep you alive in the game. So there's the 1, there's the 3, and there's the 2. All the rest are blank as per normal. So these would replace the tokens that are currently in your game, just with a cooler version of these. These are nice. Oh, I love it. So cool. And then there's the ultimate dice here, which are these. So depending on how many victims it looks like you save, you'll be able to possibly roll 1 or more of these dice. And all these dice do are give you benefits based on their specialty. So this one would be searching. You'd be able to search, like almost a guaranteed search all time. This one is healing. This one is movement, 1 space, 2 space. Gaining time, 1, 2 time. This is actually only 1 blank space on that, which is awesome. Doing damage, that's 2 damage. That's a blank, that's a blank. That's 2 damage, 1 damage. And then lowering the horror level. Oh man, this was a cool stretch goal that came in near the end. I believe it was the very end of the campaign when these came in. And then you get 4 new Final Girls. Agnes, Constance, Julia, who only needs 1 in order to flip, and Layla. So you get 4 new Final Girls in order to add to the mix of whatever it is that you want to do, just increasing the replayability of this even more and more. She only needs one to flip that. I'm just going to read that. You guys aren't going to see this. Let me take these as well. Her ability just keeps flipping things back over. That's crazy. And now we have also kind of new, better versions of various cards. I wonder if one of the ones, I had made some suggestions in order to possibly get some of these better action cards going through. I got to go back and just kind of re-look at everything. But you're able, I can't remember how you're able to add these into the tableau to be able to buy. But it's really cool to have new actions here and give you a variety of different. Look at this: meditate, heal 2, lower the horror, and gain 2 time. I want these in my games. These are just gonna make my game so much cooler. Parkour. Oh man, that's great. So that's that box. And I forgot to show off the desperation die. Basically, this is a 5-sided success dice, but if you happen to roll a 1, you are instantly dead. So use at your own risk. Next is the bonus feature box, and this is generally where I would find other things. Like, here we go, feature film rule books are right here. There's the gruesome death book, which hasn't been made yet. It's made, I think it's a PDF right now, but you'd be able to eventually get a booklet of it, and that would go in here. Actually, while I'm over here, this actually goes in here as well. And it looks like I have epic finales for all of the killers for this particular series, for series 2. So we're just going to hold this to the side, so we're not going to really look at those right now, but I am going to put these into the boxes as I look at them. So that's all this is, just to show you again what's possibly in this and what it will eventually be filled with. And then the cast and crew box, which again, if you have series 1, it works exactly the same. The final girls will all fit in here. This is where the terror from the grave will sit right in there. And then all of the zombies and everything will fit on this side as well. So this is what I'm going to be doing for Terror from Above with the birds and everything. But here is where all the zombies would go. And this would fold up and fit nicely into your little collection here. So let's take a look at some of the final feature films for the Final Girls series. Ooh, boy. First feature film from Series 2 is Into the Void. You have the Evomorph Killer and the USS Conrad ship. So popping these off as usual, you know, you get your instructions for this. You have all like your unique stuff and everything. And you have your Final Girls in here as well. I have the 4 Ellen only, Final Girls weapon in there, which if you've seen any of my playthroughs, I kind of go through those little by little, just to show you guys that. That's really cool. Seeing how this, you know, just how this sets up. Look at that, it's a 10 attack. 1 move, that's when he's a little guy, and then he evolves over and eventually becomes a giant killer. And then here is the USS Conrad, which, you know, the people have seen some things from this before in order to be able to get an idea of what you have to do. But I believe the specialty for this are these like little sewer area here, or vents, I should say, that enable you to bounce around to different areas of the ship. But then again, the Evomorph could be in there too. Also, you got to get these key cards in order to open things up. So that's really cool. Next is Panic at Station 2891, basically based off of John Carpenter's The Thing movie. You're in an Arctic base and you have this alien beast that has assimilated into one of the victims, and there's a possibility that whoever you find could be 1 or 3 of these monsters coming at you. So the main villain here, the killer, is the organism, and then the station 2891 is your location. So what did I pull here first? I pulled the organism, which, as you can see here, doesn't really have much of anything on it. You're going to go ahead and find the organisms as you go through the game. So that's what... So you would have these cards down, and you wouldn't exactly know who's who, which one is a villain, which one is, you know, a regular human. And then if it turns out to be a monster, then they flip over, and you then have to deal with whatever that is. And this would be the bloodlust, gauge for that particular monster. And each one of the monsters has their own, and it is awful. I'm looking at some of these, and they are brutal. Oh man, this you could have up to 3 villains in this. That's crazy. Oh. And I know it keeps saying the word villain. They're killers by technicality standards, but you know, whatever, same idea. You guys get what it is. So there you go. Here's station 2891. This is the outside area where if any of your guys are at, they start getting frostbite, and that's how they can die early in the game. But the only way to save them is to bring them outside to the helicopter port. And then eventually, once you have 3 guys here, you can then fly them to the safe spot and rescue them all at once. But then you have to bring the helicopter back. There's actually a special action card in here that gives you the ability to move the helicopter as well. Very cool, very well done on this, and very thematic keeping inside warm where all the danger is though. But outside, you have to go maybe collect some tools and, you know, things here, but you have to fight the elements along the way. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next is a knock at the door, a very different art style compared to the other ones, and I love it. It just changes the game up enough that it's like you're not looking at... I love the art in this game. It's all gruesome and scary and very well detailed, but something like this, just to kind of shake it up a little bit, is amazing. I love it. And this also, I talked about the 3 killers from the organism where you could possibly do that. Well, the intruders here is 3 killers. You have to fight all 3 killers in this at once. So you get the intruders as your killers and the Wingard Cottage as your location. So here are the intruders. Each one is going to be represented by one of the different colored meeples here, unless you happen to have the 3D minis, and then they would represent each one of those. I don't remember what their names are. I think it's like Baghead, and so I actually don't remember what their actual names are. I will once I play this. But they'll all activate at different times and move around. They each have their own health meters and see 6 per killer. But as they kill, this will go up and it'll affect all of them. So they will grow in power together, but you're going to have to fight each one individually. And as you fight them, they will switch whoever is the lead killer at the time. I think he starts as the lead killer, and then it jumps around as you go through the game. So that is really cool. I like the way they did that. And then Wingard Cottage here is like a cabin in the woods type deal. You have the actual cabin here, and then all of the outside areas. Cool thing about Wingard is that there are locations here that have pieces of equipment or scrap pieces or just things in general. And this is actually like something where you would mix stuff together in order to create new weapons. That's the unique thing about Wingard Cottage. You would find different pieces around the map and then be able to make weapons and other things in order to fight whatever killer you're going up against or just to defend yourself better. Otherwise, that very cool map, so many different areas to get around. Once you're in the house, you were kind of limited to where you got to go, but still plenty of spaces to go. At least you can jump out the laundry room in order to get outside into the garage and then circle around. And of course, the corners are your exit areas, so they're hard enough to get to if everybody starts in the cottage. Can't wait to play that one. It's going to be awesome. 4th feature film from Series 2, Madness in the Dark, featuring the Ratchet Lady as your main killer and the Wolf Asylum for your location. This is based heavily on Silent Hill and other type of hospital horror style games that you may have played. Silent Hill is the only one that comes to mind, but I know that there's other ones out there that this draws from, and it just looks so cool. Again, the art styles in these games are fantastic. Oh, look at her. Oh God, she's so creepy. She's so creepy. Oh, and she has minions. She's a minion user. Oh boy. I started to watch somebody do a playthrough for the Ratchet Lady, but I didn't actually get too far into it to understand it fully. But from what I know, she runs around and she turns victims into her minions. So there's crazy psychos running around trying to kill you in addition to her. That's why she has a little star next to it. The Ratchet Lady has no upper health value. Oh boy, interesting. So she can probably just keep gaining health, which she does on the board. And she'll just keep running around and turning people against you. You have to turn them back into your allies or kill them, which I think hurts you in the long run. In either case, that's really cool how she just infects everyone else on the board. As far as Wolf Asylum goes, the map itself is really cool, pretty basic in terms of how to be able to get around things or whatever, but I remember that the unique thing about this one are the pills. There are certain items that you'll find within the item decks that are pills that, depending on how many you take, generally bad things will happen at first, but the more you take, some good stuff might actually give you the ability to move further or hit harder or be able to search better. So it's like a risk versus reward thing with Wolf Asylum, taking the pills and determining, are you going to be able to survive whatever comes at you, or are you just going to roll into madness with everybody else here? Love this. Oh, it looks so cool. I can't get enough. Might as well put the main headliner here at the end, right? Once Upon a Full Moon, your 5th feature film for Series 2. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Twisted Fairy Tales, absolutely an amazing thing to go with. There's been so many different types of horror scenarios out there that I've seen, both created for like Halloween haunts and everything, and then movies every so often, that takes the ideas of these fairy tales and completely twists them on their end in order to make them terrifying. The Big Bad Wolf is your killer here, along with the Storybrooke Woods location. So the Big Bad Wolf is, of course, a really nasty character. Wow, he gets his dark power really early. The thing that I remember about the Big Bad Wolf from what I'm seeing is he has two different modes to him, a stealth mode and a like a kill mode of sorts. So when he's in stealth mode, he moves a little bit faster, but he doesn't really attack. But then once he changes into his like stronger attack mode, that's when he comes at you and really go crazy. Wow, he can move 6 times with 4 damage. Ooh, boy, oh boy. And they're starting to really gain back health for these guys as well. He has 9 health with the starting 5. I'm curious on what the final girls are going to be like here in order to be able to take him down. And then Storybrooke Woods. I'm not really 100% sure what makes this original. I got to read up on this, but I know that there's a lot of like areas in here with the river and everything that you can put a bridge there in order to be able to get to certain areas faster. Because otherwise to get to this side, it's like 1-2 paths, but you can actually put a bridge here to give yourself another path. At least that's what I remember reading about it. I have to double check on that and everything. But it's just a different way to move around the map with Storybrooke Woods. And I'm sure that there's other things that are going to pop up here and there. You know, the tarot cards, whenever you draw them, are always a wild card for these things. And then just whatever other things. There's a raft that you can actually get here as well. I wonder if you could take the raft up and down the river. That would be really cool. Yeah, things I need to look into. And finally, the Series 2 Neoprene game mats. I mean, I am not the biggest fan of game mats. I know there's some people out there, aka my friend Paul, who absolutely loves these, but they are a full redesign compared to the original. And there's a lot of people out there that have photos of showing the differences between the old ones and the new ones. I believe the new ones add more space for different cards that come out and all of the new additions that you can have to the game, all those different dice that I showed you before, and then all of those additional action cards that you could use. And I think it just kind of tightens it up a little bit better, makes it a little bit easier to look at and set up and tear down. I don't really like using these things. I kind of just go to the beat of my own drum, but nevertheless, these are beautiful, beautiful mats. Absolutely love it. I accept and embrace it into the collection because I need everything that Final Girl has to offer, and I am so happy for Van Ryder Games to be able to bring us this amazing collection. There you have it, everybody. Series 2 of Final Girl. I've been anticipating this for so long, and I am super excited to finally be able to get it, add it to my collection, and in the future be able to play it for you guys. So guaranteed to be able to get these on the table as soon as I'm done with Series 1, and then we can start seeing what each one of the new killers and locations truly do bring to the table, go a little bit more detailed into the Final Girls, and just have a great time living our own horror movies and becoming the final survivor for whatever movie we happen to come up with. Thank you guys so much for checking out this unboxing video. Please let me know what you think of this and Final Girl Series 2 down in the comments below. Is there any particular feature film that interests you the most? I'm going to tell you right now, once I finish Series 1, I'm going to do the Evo Morph first because that's the one that interests me the most. And then I'll probably let you guys decide which one of the other 4 you would like to see next. They're really cool. I love all of them in general, but I will play them all one by one, but I'm curious on what you guys are most interested in seeing. But it's still going to be a little bit before I get there. I got a few more from Series 1 to do. Could already be out by now by the time you watch this. In either event, guys, you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Home Gamer Dad so you don't miss any future Final Girl action or any of the Power Ranger stuff I put out or digital dives or any funny videos or anything awesome like that. You guys are amazing as always. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, whether it be through Final Girl or any other great franchises out there. You guys enjoy playing and always look out for each other. See you in the next one.